friends, welcome back to my channel and welcome to another crochet vlog. So it's been over a month since I last crocheted and I think I'm finally ready to get back into it. I was feeling a little out of it after my last crazy Christmas market, so I decided to take a bit of a longer break. But the past few days I've been feeling like crocheting again, so I thought why not pick up the camera as well when I finally get back into my small business and take you guys along for that. So today is Saturday, it's January 31st, and yeah, so it's been over a month since my crazy long market and I haven't crocheted anything since then. And I've already picked out the first pattern I want to work on today to kind of like get my crochet motivation back. And what other pattern would it be than my absolute favorite pattern of all time, which is the hoodie bear by Nooks Hooks. So I will be working on that today. I'm hoping to get a couple of them finished over the course of the weekend. So they have been really my motivation to get back into crocheting because I really love that pattern and I've been wanting to make some more of them for a couple of days now. So I have actually gone ahead and picked out the colors for the first one already. So this will be the bear body, which is like the classic sand color, which I really like for the bears. And then this will be the hoodie, so like a little speckle hoodie to have a little bit of variety but not overwhelm myself with tons of details. So this will be the combination and I will start working on that. I'm planning to be over here for like an hour or so more. I did work on my candle business this morning in the studio, so I've been here for quite a while. So I want to work on this one for now. I think an hour should be enough time to finish this one up. And then we get to pick out some more colors and work on some more of these bears. So yeah, let's go. Okay, so it's a little while later and I have finished the first part of the first hoodie bear that I want to make. So we have the hoodie completed. So this is what it looks like, and honestly crocheting feels fine. I was a little worried that I first of all might have lost my ability to crochet because I haven't used that skill in a little while, but everything is still there. I still know how to crochet and also like it's feeling fine. I'm not feeling any pain so far, any like weirdness in my hands or anything. So I feel like going right back to normal, like I never took any time off or anything. So I feel perfectly fine and I'm really motivated to work on this bear. I always think at this point you can tell a little more what the bear will look like because this part is now made up and yeah, you're kind of able to tell what the color combo will be like, and I'm really liking this. So this is like a very cutesy bear. And I didn't really tell you why I want to make a lot of bears because I have a big goal this year. I really want to do my first convention this year. I've never done that. I've always done like regular markets, small little street fairs and like bigger handmade markets and everything, but never a convention. So that is on my agenda for this year. I really want to apply to one, and not just any convention. I want to apply to a big convention. It's the Polaris convention, which is in Hamburg. So all the way across the country for me, but that is my goal. And I really need to make up some bears to take some pictures of them to be able to apply for the artist alley there. So that is my goal for this weekend. That is why I'm trying to make up a couple of bears to have some pictures to apply. I also want to take other plushies and I have lots of pictures for those, so I think I'm good on those. But for the bears, I really want to take some more pictures to really have a good application and hopefully get in. It's like a huge convention. I think last year there were like 60,000 visitors. So it would be a huge deal to get into that. And yeah, that is on my agenda this weekend, to finish some bears, take some pictures, apply to be a vendor there. So we shall see how that goes. I will of course take you guys along for that once I know if I got in. I'm not sure when you will find out about that. I think the application ends end of March, so we still have lots of time, but I think it's always better to be one of the earlier applicants for this type of event, and just like in general for bigger markets, I always try to apply as soon as possible. And usually I end up getting into lots of markets that I apply to. I've only ever gotten rejected from a couple. And I think, yeah, it's a good thing to apply very quickly once the applications are out. And I wish I would have done that earlier, but I really needed that month off. So now we're doing full focus on these hoodie bears, on the application, and yeah, hopefully having that huge event to look forward to. It's not until October, so we will have lots of time to prepare, but I think for such an event, yeah, I will need quite a lot of things. So that is kind of the background why I'm so focused on these bears and getting back into crochet and finding like my motivation back, is that I now have a huge goal to work towards too. So yeah, that is the goal. Let me keep working on the bear and I will check in with you guys once I have something to show you. Okay friends, so I'm now a little over half an hour into my first crochet session of 2026, and I wanted to check in and show you what I got finished so far. So as I told you, I have the hood and I showed you the two arms as well. So here is where you can really see the color combo, and now I've been working on the feet as well. So I have attached both of them together. So it's really coming along nicely, and yeah, I think another half an hour should get me to actually finish this bear today. And yeah, it's been really fun. I've been catching up with a lot of other crochet YouTubers that I follow along with, and I haven't watched their videos in a little while because I usually do that when crocheting. So I have lots of videos to watch now, and yeah, it's been really fun over here. I have been having a very good time. Okay friends, so we're now an hour into making the first bear, and this is how far I've gotten. So it's stuffed and the hoodie color is completely finished and fastened off, and now I'm currently working on the head and making that up. So I think I have 10 or so more rows to do, and of course add the eyes, make the ears, and do the face shaping, which I think is really important for this pattern. So we still have a little bit to do, so definitely takes me longer than an hour to make these. For now, I'm hoping that if I do get into my convention that I'm planning, I will of course make a lot of them, and I think that by making more, I think I can get the time to make them down to like an hour, at least for these like very simple ones that basically just have one color of the hood. But yeah, for now it takes me over an hour, but I will keep on working, and I really want to finish this one today. So I will stay over here and keep on working until I have this first one completed. Okay friends, so I have now finished the first plushie of 2026, which of course had to be a hoodie bear, and this is what it turned out looking like. So late last year I decided to go ahead and switch it up and do the noses in the hoodie color as well, and this time around I think it turned out so funny because of the little speckle like right on top of his nose. But this is what he looks like, and I'm super happy with it. As I said, I was a little nervous and not sure if I was going to be able to just jump back into crochet and yeah, be able to crochet again like I never took any time off. But I think he turned out exactly the way that they have been turning out, like when I was actively making them for my winter markets. So I'm so glad that I decided to go ahead and do this pattern for the first plushie of 2026. And as I said, I want to make a couple more of them for like taking pictures for applying to the convention I have picked out. And I think that this color combo looks so cute. And now I've also been thinking, while making this one, I've been thinking about what other combos and like hoodie bears I want to make to apply to that convention. because I'm not entirely sure. Like they say that you have to have original art and fan art should be like a very small portion. So I'm not entirely sure if I would be able or like allowed to make hoodies inspired by like different video games and stuff, because I know that that is possible. I think like Nook from Nook's Hooks does that quite a lot, but I'm not sure if that would be like beneficial to apply with. So for now, I think I will stick with just like regular hoodies and like animal inspired hoodies and all of that. So I think the next hoodie bear that I want to make is going to be a frog hoodie bear, because I think they are pretty popular and pretty cute and like a little like different than just a regular hood. So I will go ahead and pick out some yarn for my next project, which I will probably work on tonight. And I will be picking that out of my big box of yarn that I still haven't put into my yarn shelf. I'm not entirely sure like what I will do with my studio in this new year, because as you can tell, like behind me, the shelves are still pretty empty, because that is where I usually store my candle jars when they're not filled, because once they're filled, the sun hits this part of the studio quite a lot and they end up sweating, so I can't really put my finished candles there. So I've been thinking, because my yarn currently is in this shelf behind closed doors, I've been thinking to switch it up and put it back here to have like also like a nicer background for my studio, like for filming and everything. But I'm not sure, like the sides of the shelf are kind of like open, so I'm not sure what to do about that the yarn isn't going to fall out and stay organized. So I'm not entirely decided on that, which is why I haven't put away any of my yarn orders that came in December. I ended up ordering so much yarn, so I have a whole big box of yarn under my desk here as well, and I haven't put that away. This is like all hobby yarn that I got from their Black Friday sale, so that is where a lot of this speckle yarn came from, and I think it's mostly speckle yarn in here. And yeah, I have no space to put that anywhere currently, because my yarn shelf is actually still pretty full. So this is living under my desk here. And then I have, let me take you over there. And then like back here on the ground, as I said, I have a whole nother big box full of yarn. And I think in here should be the 2 yarn colors that I've like picked out in my head that I want to make the froggy bear in. So let me show you. This is like a huge box and like heavy as well. So this also doesn't have any space on my yarn shelf currently, so I really need to reorganize that in the near future and yeah, do a whole studio makeover for that. But for now, I will go through this yarn and see if I can find the 2 yarn colors that I want the hoodie bear to be in. I think this is like a really nice green. And then actually it's not in this yarn order. I have another yarn order, which I wasn't planning on showing you because it's kind of like embarrassing how many boxes of yarn are sitting around in my studio. But it's not in this yarn order. I have another one, which is back there. That big box is another full box of yarn. So let me pull that out and see if I can find the brown tone that I'm looking for. Okay, so this is the color combo that I want to go with. So this will of course be the body color, so slightly darker than the tan or like sand colored bear, but I think it's nice to cycle through some different body colors for them. And then this will be the hoodie color for the bear, so really nice. I think it's a really nice color combo, I think. And as I said, I will be working on that tonight and then check in with you guys tomorrow and hopefully show you at least most of the bear done. But my goal would be to actually finish that up and hopefully even start on the next one, but we shall see. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Alright friends, I'm now back at the studio. It's now Sunday, so the next day, and it's the afternoon already. I ended up doing quite a lot of other things this morning, and one of the things was I ended up checking out the site to apply to the con I was talking about yesterday, and I ended up doing the whole application already because you don't actually need to send in any pictures. I'm not sure how this whole process works because usually when you apply for a market, you always have to submit pictures of your work or of your booth and everything, but they didn't really want any, so I realized that, and I realized that I don't need to stress about making as many bears as possible to have some good pictures of them to apply to the market or to the con. So I already did that. I also got an email saying that my application was successful, but I won't find out if I am a part of the con until the beginning of May. So quite a long time until then. So I really hope that my application will be successful, but we shall see about that. I don't know anything else about it for now, but yeah, very exciting. It feels very good to have that done and yeah, ready to go. So that is out of the way. We also ended up going out for lunch, so now it's quite late in the afternoon and I only have like an hour until I have to leave because tonight is the finale of the, I'm not sure what it's called in English, the handball, so like this sport, European Championship, and Germany's one of the final two teams and they are playing in the finale, and I played handball for over 10 years when I was younger, so I'm of course very invested in that and I really want to watch the finale. So we're having a little bit of a watch party for that, and yeah, I need to head out for that in an hour, but until then I want to work on some more bears. So this morning I worked on the froggy bear and this is how far he's finished now. So basically almost done. I just need to do the little like face shaping and then add the ears, but other than that, this one is finished. He's doing like a little twisty turn with his feet, so this one's like facing outward a little bit, but it doesn't really bother me. I think it looks kind of cute, so I really like this color combo, and yeah, we will finish that one up now. And then I also started working on another one last night, but I will show you that once this one is finished. Alright friends, it's now like 10 minutes later and I've finished the froggy bear. So this is what he looks like completed, and I'm so in love with him. I think he's such a cutie and it's such a cute color combo. So definitely not the last one that I will be making for these. So we have now 2 completed little hoodie bears. I am obsessed with them and of course want to make so many more. And as I said last night, I started to work on the next one and I realized I have the perfect yarn to make a special little bear, and I started working on it, and as you can tell, this yarn is way more fuzzy than my usual yarn that I use. So this is the Alize Softy Plus yarn, so this yarn, and it's like super fuzzy. I've been using a 4mm hook instead of a 4.5, and I think for now this is fine. And this is the same yarn as I made my own bear pattern out of. So this one I made in the Alize Softy Plus, and he's like so fuzzy and soft and cutie. So I realized that I have the perfect yarn colors to make some bears in this fuzzy yarn. So I got this yarn such a long time ago, I think like over a year ago, and I never like knew what to make with it because it takes like a longer time to make things, and also this is not like tested for CE regulation, so I can't really sell the plushies that I make out of this. But I think I want to make a bear for myself because obviously I'm obsessed with them and I think I want to have one for my own. And I realized with these colors that I have, I can make the perfect little strawberry bear. So that is what I'm working on currently. So this is obviously the strawberry color. It's like this dusty rose. And then I was deciding between making a white bear or like a classic brown bear, but I decided to go with the classic brown. So this will be the body color. This will be the stem accent, and then of course the white detailing for the seeds for the strawberry. So yeah, that is how far I got. I have the hood finished, which doesn't look like a lot, but is actually quite a lot. So yeah, it's one of like the bigger pieces to make for the bear. So for now, I will keep on working on that, and I will check in with you guys like probably before I have to leave. I'm not sure if I can get it done. I doubt it, but I might take it to my watch party and work some more on that, and hopefully show you once I have this one finished. Alright friends, I'm now back at the studio. It's actually Monday now, so I'm currently on my lunch break, and I wanted to check in and show you the next little bear that I finished. So last night I ended up not taking the yarn to work on this project to my watch party. I ended up doing that when I got back home because we ended up not celebrating because Germany lost in the finale. So I was home pretty early on and I worked on the final hoodie bear then, and I finished it. So this is what he looks like, the little fuzzy guy, and I think he looks so cute. But I do wish, like, I think he would look even cuter if I had used non-fuzzy yarn for the hoodie and just made the bear fuzzy, because now I think it's like a little too tone in tone with all of the fuzziness. But nonetheless, I really like this one. But in the future, I will try out a bear that has the Alize Softy Plus yarn as the body, but my regular chenille yarn on the hoodie, because I think that might look cute. But we shall see if that works out, because I use a 4mm hook for the Alize Softy Plus, but a 4.5 for the regular chenille yarn, which is also why this one turned out quite a lot smaller than the other ones that I made. But still, I think he looks still very cute, and I very much like this one still, and I will keep that for myself. So this will be coming back home with me and yeah, sitting on my desk, keeping me company for work. And yeah, in the near future, I also want to try out the cow pattern that is in the same style as this one, because Nook actually gifted me that one because I keep talking about her bears so much that she wanted to gift me something. So that is super nice, and I'm really motivated to try out some cows in the near future. So definitely stay tuned for that. I also have a really fun challenge thought up for February, so stay tuned for that as well. We're getting back into some crazy market prep, so that will be coming up in the next videos. But I thank you guys so much for coming along for this first crochet vlog of 2026, and I will see you guys again next week for another video. So until then, bye!